Welcome to SOULAR Expression Podcast, the podcast for your soul. Come on a journey with me to discover and overstand your soul's purpose and what you truly can become. We are all connected. So let me help you feed your soul and heal your mind and body. It's all love. Welcome to our journey together. Welcome and love to those souls who are joining me today. Today is the first episode, and I just really want to discuss what solar expression is all about. Because over the past few months, I've been on a spiritual journey, and it led me to finding my purpose, which that purpose is to help others, help those who feel unseen, unheard, just whatever, who need some guidance, a listening ear, and just someone to give them a different perspective on what's ailing them in life, mentally, physically, whatever. I'm no doctor, never been to school to be a doctor therapist, but I've always had a call and no one to help people in some kind of way. And I think back to when I was in therapy, and I was trying to figure out a way to express myself, and it was through poetry. Me and the therapist came up with me going back to poetry. And the first thing I did was I found this book, because I used to write in this book. And when I looked through the book, I found a letter that I wrote to myself when I was in my early 20s. I probably was in lab school, I think, when I was in the Army. And anybody that's been in the service, they probably seen one of these. So I found a letter that I wrote to myself, and I knew my purpose then. I just didn't know that I knew it. So I'm going to read this letter to you, and this is straight from like a 22, 21, who I don't even know. I'm going to read this. You may ask yourself, who is he? And all I'll be able to reply is that I'm Brian. Yes, as simple as that. Nothing exciting. There'll be no lights, camera, action, just things that I have experienced through my life, which hasn't been that long. There are many people who have done more than I have, lived longer than I have, and experienced more. But the few experience that I've had to live through has changed my life in more ways than I could realize. I really don't plan to be rich or famous, so my story isn't full of things most people can only imagine. For the most part, I live a simple life as an average day-to-day person with my own twists and turns. Many people probably ask themselves, why would I want to listen to you? But I ask myself, why did I want to write this? Hopefully, this will help you learn about yourself and as well help me understand why I was sent down this path. Most things that happen in people's lives, they don't even realize the impact that these things can have on their future. As I have looked back on situations I have been in, I never would have thought that I would have the outlook that I have today. The outlook that I have didn't happen overnight. It took years of dealing with issues and having a true understanding of myself and the road I want to go down. Every person goes through something in their life that helps to mold them into the person they become. Everybody can sit back and find a moment and think that changed their life in some way or another. Sit back, close your eyes, and think of a moment when something happened in your life that may have sent you down the path into a different direction. Just take a moment. I call those who are you moments, because ultimately those moments have molded you physically and mentally, whether you know it or not. I'm no doctor, nor do I have a degree. Well, I have one in business management and also culinary arts, but that's a whole different story. But that may not have anything to do with what I'm talking about, but we shall see. Everything that I will explain is my personal views that I have found that work, and so have some others. This information that I have may not help every person that takes them in, but if they can help at least one person, I feel that I'm doing something right. I really don't have an impressive story as far as I'm concerned, but the information can be just as valuable because it helped make a difference for me. A lot of people do realize that they have who are you moments. And if they do realize it, it's not always a good outcome. I feel that a who are you moment is when something in your life happens that shifts your foundation in a different direction, whether positive or negative. So I wrote that when I was, I'll say 22 or so. So almost 22 years ago. And reading that and knowing what I found on my spiritual journey and who I truly am and what my purpose truly is, it's brought me here to reach out to those who want someone to listen to them, who wants a different aspect, because I've always looked at life very differently than others. I've always seen positive. I've always seen that anyone can be great. They just have to find it within themselves. And some people can't see that for themselves. They need a little help, a little nudge in the right direction. And that's where I can come in and play that role. Like I said, I don't have no degrees or anything. I just have experience, and I have a lot more experience now at 44 than I had at 22. And I tell you what, I've been through some shit. People that know me, they only know a speck of what I've truly been through because I dealt with what I had to deal with to make it. Nobody else is going to deal with it but me. And that's how I look at everyone's situation. No one's going to be able to make it through but you. And sometimes you'll need some help. And sometimes the people that are in your lives won't be the ones that can help you. And I'm not saying that in a negative way at all. Your family, they're going to be your family. Your friends are going to be your friends, but they know you, and sometimes they may be biased. I may not want to say things, or they may be too harsh, or they may just not want to encourage you at all. So my purpose is to find those in need of healing, whether it be your heart, your mind, and give you as much guidance as I can from a non-professional aspect of things. I live life, I've been through some shit, and I want others to be able to know that they can get through their shit regardless. So that's really what I'm here for, and uh, this is only a tip of the iceberg of what I've learned on my spiritual journey as to who I truly am and what abilities I truly possess to help people. I've seen it, I've done it, I've had those who I've helped acknowledge what I've done. And I'm not even saying that to seek any glory from those situations, but it's those situations that I know that I saw my purpose at work. I saw the abilities that I have to help someone, whether it's with dealing with their emotional struggles and accepting that, or whether it's taking one of their business ideas or something that they've been wanting to do, or something that's been calling them, and figuring out a road that may not necessarily be traveled by most, but for them, that road may be the best for them. You know, because I've taken many roads. I've had many jobs. I've experienced many experiences. So I understand life, you know, and I want to help those uh understand life, if that makes any sense. Because what's in here is what's gonna feed you and drive you. Nothing outside of that. You can have if you're not fed here, you're never gonna truly, truly be happy. Because once I found my purpose and understood why I had to go through all the things I had to go through, I accepted that and then I released it. And that was probably one of the most beautiful feelings I've ever had, was finding my purpose, understanding why I went through everything for this purpose, and then just releasing all that and understanding. And now I know. Like, I'm vibrating on a whole different level. You wouldn't even understand. And I want others to vibrate on a different level, because it's something that nobody will be able to take from me when you vibrating as high as I am. I feel it. I want you to feel it. Feel it. I feel it. And you can feel it too. But that's pretty much the end of my spiel on this first little quick episode, just to give you an idea of what's to come. And like I said, if someone feels the need to reach out to me, I'm gonna have some info. So I'll put my email so you can reach me once I set one up, because I don't have one for this account yet. But I'm just here to be a listening ear, and help guide those who want to be guided into being healed and being a better them. Because that's my ultimate goal. Is I know everyone can be their best selves, but sometimes it's hard to find it through all the chaos with life. So until the next episode, love.